Hello everyone and welcome to the Action Figuratorium. My name is Mark Major. I am of course a real big toy collector here in Southeast Portland, also a studio owner, and I have been covering this story now since January, the story of Diamond Comics distribution bankruptcy, which did shock quite a bit of the population, but also didn't shock quite a bit of the population who knew that they'd been making some really dumb mistakes. Now, why is this interesting to an action figure channel such as myself? Well, Diamond Comics owns Diamond Select Toys. Diamond Select Toys has several toy lines which myself and other people love, such as Marvel Select and the Mini-Mates, plus a few others that I'm sure if we were to take a second and look at, we would also admit that we love them. So, what you probably knew was that they were going to have Diamond Select Toys as well as some other companies, Gentle Giant Limited, some gaming distribution, some book distribution, 11 different business units, all up for auction. There was about 30 companies who were bidding. They closed the bidding on the 19th. On the 24th, Monday, they reached into the hat and they pulled out the winner. We now have the winner, and it's kind of not who you think, people. It's quite interesting to see who won this. We're going to talk about this. It's not going to be a very long video. However, it's going to be kind of a short summary because there's not much to say, because it's just one of these things where big company A acquires, medium company B, that sort of thing. But it's fun to finally have a little bit of closure and announce this. So everybody come together, strap on the leather for this, and let's hold on tight. All right, shall we cut over to desktop view? And people, the production level of this show, look at this. It's like you're watching a real show. Okay, this comes to us from Bleeding Cool. Rich Johnston has penned this article. He's kind of a displaced Brit, I believe, covering the comic book industry. So it turns out a company called Alliance Entertainment has acquired Diamond Comic Distributors, and in fact, they acquired the whole deal. They bought it all, people. They bought the whole shebang. Now, there was a stalking bid, as they call them, stalking horse bid. I don't know where that name comes from, who coined that term. It's probably some ancient thing that comes just from like the 18th century or something. That was out there from a company called Universal for $39 million. So these guys paid quite a bit more. In fact, there's a line right here in the article. It says, I'm hearing that there were multiple competitive bids and that the price Alliance paid was significantly more than anyone anticipated, which should be good news for publishers. Okay, now here's the thing. Alliance Entertainment is not the same as Alliance Gaming, which was one of the names of the business units, and so there might be some instant confusion there. I thought, how could Alliance buy Alliance? Well, Alliance Entertainment, no relation, different company, but they bought the whole thing. They got it all, including Diamond Select Toys. And there's not a whole lot to really say in this article other than, it's synergy, that kind of thing. So let's move to another article where there's a bit more details. This is actually in a competitor to Bleeding Cool. This is called Comics Beat, and they actually go through some stock prices and how something went up and something went down and who runs Alliance and who the CEO is, etc., etc. Well, here's something that's kind of interesting. Let's get back into the toy aspect of this, people, okay? A few months ago, Alliance acquired a toy line called Handmade by Robots. And I've actually heard of Handmade by Robots. They kind of do what Funko does. They sort of make these, kind of tchotchke-esque vinyl figures and things like that. Kind of gift store crap, sort of novelty, white elephant gifts you give for people, that sort of thing. And, like I said, I was placing bets. I was wrong, dead wrong. I was placing bets on Funko. But look at this. They actually say Alliance acquired Handmade by Robots, a Funko-esque company. So, In some ways, the whole point of my saying it was going to be Funko is because I was thinking of companies like Funko who produce that kind of crap that would buy someone like Diamond Select, but these guys bought everything, right? And there's actually something sort of interesting in this this article here. Is that right here, this paragraph here, I'm going to read this to you people. The strategic rationale centers on 3 value drivers. Product portfolio expansion. Remember I mentioned that somebody will buy these guys just for the portfolio. Customer base diversification, which means they're looking for the distribution network to sell their crap to. They've got crap, they need to get it to people, they need to buy it. And then it says operational synergies. What does that mean? That's garbage, doesn't mean anything. So by adding 15,000 SKUs, a SKU is a product, and relationships with 5,000 retail storefronts, right? Distribution, brick and mortar, getting their tchotchkes, their crap to people. Alliance gains immediate scale. So for them, they got a bunch of product, now they have a way to get rid of it. More importantly, the cross-selling potential between mass retailers and specialty channels creates a compelling revenue growth narrative. Doesn't that sound like marketing garbage trash? Okay, so that's kind of it, people. That's sort of the scoop that you're going to get from this story, is that somebody who I wasn't even expecting in the game showed up. But let's just say that it was not Funko. I was wrong. Roast me in the comments about that. I want you guys, and my other videos, dig up those other videos, watch those videos. I need the view time. Watch those videos, and then roast me in the comments on how I was wrong and how it wasn't Funko. It was a Funko clone. The guys that own Handmade by Robots purchased Diamond Select, but they bought everything. They got the whole shebang. I don't know what they paid. I don't really care what they paid, but I don't know what they paid, but they got the whole shebang. Was it McFarlane Toys? No, it was not McFarlane Toys. Did McFarlane Toys put in a bid? Probably. Was it a low bid? Sure, why not? You know, if you could get something for cheap, why not? But that's kind of it, dudes. That's all I got. Alliance Entertainment bought them. Who could have seen it coming? Not me, other than, you know, expansion portfolio, etc., etc. So, thanks if you made it this far into the video. I guess I'll do more coverage if something's interesting, but I think this is kind of the end of the chapter. So, you know, like, subscribe on your own time, but try and stay charged, people. Try and stay charged.